Many police officers think that their badge and uniform entitle them to play by different rules. Today, we're discussing police officers who forgot they were being filmed, resulting in lying cops getting exposed on video. Let's go to the video. A free journalist decided to park his car outside a police station to film some police cars speeding way over the limit. He did this almost daily and ended up with loads of footage. Naturally, some cops weren't pleased and they often stopped him. When this cop approached him, the journalist quickly explained that he'd been threatened by other cops for catching them breaking speed limits. He'd filed complaints both times, and those cops have faced consequences. However, this new cop didn't see it the way he should have. Instead of understanding the journalist's point, he defended his colleagues and even found the journalist's actions suspicious. The journalist tried to explain that just because police cars have emergency lights doesn't mean they can speed whenever it's convenient.
I don't understand why you have such a big problem.
Because I've been threatened.
Is there something that we did wrong?
Yep.
Okay. So
been threatened by you guys twice in the last 7 months.
Sorry?
Been threatened by you guys twice in the last 7 months.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What?
What?
I'm asking what. What was the consensus? Why were you threatened? Like, was there a call?
Nope. I happened to be here one day.
At the detachment?
Here.
Okay, yeah.
And I was playing a video game before I went into exercise.
Okay.
And I noticed the car running for 30 minutes.
Okay.
So when the officer came out, I said, you know there's a bylaw that says you can't do that, right?
Okay.
So he threatened to meet me on the road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Well, he paid the price because I went to the detachment and they made him come in and apologize. I got it all on video.
All right, okay.
And I had another officer threaten to, because I was stopped on the street. I was working as a PI.
Okay. Is that what you do for a living? Obviously?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he came up and asked for my driver's license, and I said, why? What did I do wrong? And immediately he sat behind me, said he was going to wait till I left, and then pulled me over so he can get my license, and then if I didn't have it, he'd take me to jail.
Did you talk to the detachment about that? Did you
Yeah.
go and talk to the detachment
Oh, yeah.
about that?
I put in a complaint, and of course, he did nothing wrong.
Okay. I can't speak on the other side of the law here, obviously. Okay. I just find it concerning that I've seen you the other day and I've seen you today.
I come here every day.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar with this place anyway.
I've got hours and hours and hours of video of cars just running here,
Okay.
blowing our taxpayer money, and basically saying F you to the Caledon idling bylaw.
Paladin.
Idling bylaw. Look it up.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, you showed it to me.
Yeah. So it says 2 minutes and 60. You can't run for more than 2 minutes and
It also
60.
says it's exempt for emergency vehicle.
And then what's the definition of emergency vehicle?
You know what? That I don't know.
I could show it to you.
Well, I'm not going to get into
Emergency vehicle while in response to an emergency. Not sitting outside your substation.
I'm not going to talk on behalf of all the other officers.
Emergency lights should only be used in actual emergency, and that's why they're called emergency lights, right? It turned out that the journalist had also caught this particular cop speeding under the guise of an emergency, which probably annoyed the cop even more. Have you noticed how cops always argue they're in the right? It seems like they defend their actions when they think they're justified, or maybe apologize when they clearly aren't. And during all this, the cop was actually caught lying on camera, but he didn't have much to say that made sense. It would be best if he had just apologized or at least stopped insisting he was right, got back to his job, and let the journalist do his thing.
Well, it was you too, man.
What's that?
It was you too.
I went in. I told you what happened to me, but I'm not going to talk about all the other stuff. You said you've got hours and hours of video.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I parked my car here. I run my camera. I can go in for an hour,
Okay.
hour and a half, do my exercise, come out. They're still running.
Okay.
So it's not about an emergency.
Well, that's your perception. I mean,
It's not a perception.
Okay.
See, this is what I mean. You guys double speak all the time. When you run your car for more than 2 minutes, you're breaking the law and you should be getting a ticket, right? That's what you guys always say when you're wrong.
Okay.
It's sorry. I'm not trying to be a prick to you, man. Whenever so listen, I got it on video. When I went to the detachment last time, the other cop tried to argue with me. And when I showed him the bylaw, he says, "Well, I'm not going to argue with you." It's like, it's funny, you don't want to argue when you're wrong. You want to argue when you think you're right.
No, again, I'm not gonna sit here and go over what's right, what's wrong,
You would if I was breaking the law.
What's that, sorry?
You would if I was breaking the law.
For idling.
Yeah, if I was breaking the law, You would tell me what's right and wrong, but you don't do it when it's you guys.
Okay.
Right?
Well, we do have some exemptions. There's no question about that.
Not for idling out here.
That's your perception. And that's, again, you're trying
Perception?
to put me
No, I'm not, man.
You're
I'm
videotaping the whole
telling
thing.
you
That's fine. I'm okay
that
with
there's a bylaw that says you can't do what you think you can do.
Okay. All right.
Unless you're on an emergency.
Then when my supervisor comes to me and tells me that, then I will address it at that point in time. So I appreciate that.
So you have to be told by your supervisor not to break the law?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. Well, you can go in and complain about it.
I'm not going to go complain. I send it to OPP Central Region and
Okay, that's
they
fine.
deal with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But why do you have to be told by your supervisor not to break the
I'm
law?
not saying that. I'm saying if you have a complaint, you give it to your supervisor.
You just said if he tells me.
No. See, now you're going to wrap my words around.
Well, I'm not trying to,
Yes,
man.
you are. All right. This is going nowhere, so I appreciate your time. Okay? And you can continue to videotape and do what you got to do.
Of course I can.
Okay, I know you do, because you keep doing it, and that's fine.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day.
This time, a cop walked up to a man filming, asking to have a little chat. The man, busy with his filming, declined, saying he'd rather not talk. This refusal seemed to irk the cops even more, and they kept on bugging him. In the midst of their persistence, they completely overlooked the rule to maintain a 6-foot distance and got uncomfortably close, making the man feel threatened. The man then asked the cops for their names and badge numbers, which they provided, probably the only thing they did right in this whole encounter. No sooner had they identified themselves than they demanded the man identify himself. They acted as if it was a favor they were doing him, even though their own rules required them to identify themselves, and the man had no such obligation, protected as he was by constitutional law.
Hello there, mate.
Hiya.
Yeah, can we just have a little chat? Is that okay?
I'd rather not, I'm a bit busy.
Okay, well, it's because we've had a phone call because you've been seen filming Thames House. Okay, so I just want to have a little chat to make sure everything's all right.
Right.
All right? So
Can I just move over this way so I can actually see who I've got here?
Okay.
So who have we got here? Who are you guys?
I'm PC Mace.
PC Mace, thank you, and yourself?
I'm PC Odishote.
Oh, sorry.
Odishote.
Oh, Deshote, thank you, appreciate that. Have you got collar numbers there for me?
Wait, yeah.
2188, thank you, and yourself?
And you are?
3199, thank you. Where are you based from?
Charing Cross. Where
Charing Cross, both of you. And this gentleman? Pardon? Oh, just watching, yeah? Brilliant, thank you. If you could record, that would be great for me. Oh, you're on the ride along with them, are you? Right, okay. Fair.
Okay. And your name is?
Pardon?
Your name?
Well, why do you want my name?
You just asked us for ours.
Oh yeah, because you're obliged to identify to the public, aren't you?
Yeah, and what about you?
I'm not obliged to identify to you.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay.
No. Anyway, guys, at this point, am I detained or anything? Because, like I said, I am busy.
I would like to have a chat with you.
Okay.
Because you've been filming in very secure premises,
Okay.
especially the doors to it. Okay.
Right.
And we're just making sure everything's alright and everything's above board.
Okay.
And you don't intend to do anything to harm people or anything like that.
Okay. I'll tell you.
That's why we're here.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
I will tell you now. That's not going to happen. I've no nefarious. And number two, bloody hell. Again, I'll tell you now. No nefarious intent. Just making some video. Why are you surrounding me? Don't surround me. No, don't stand to my back. Don't stand to my back. You wouldn't like it if I got around you and stood to your back. Don't surround me, please. Look, well, then I'm happy to talk to you, but don't surround me. That's weird.
The cops then claimed they needed to talk to him because he was filming a highly secured property, but that argument didn't hold much water. If the property was so secure, why were they worried about a man filming? Because the man was in the middle of a park, which is a public space? Don't these cops know that anyone can record anything they see from public property? The man even pointed out to the cops that it wasn't odd for him to film the building, since it was architecturally beautiful. If a building had been featured in movies and is a tourist attraction, why shouldn't he be able to film it?
That's weird. I'm not. Am I detained?
Sorry?
Am I detained?
Right now, we're speaking to you.
Right, so don't surround me. Don't tell me to stay here. Right, if I'm not detained.
Well, we're trying to talk to you.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm happy to talk to you, but I didn't like the way that you went around my back there. That made me feel very unsafe. And that's fine, but you don't talk to me from my back. That's a very unsafe thing to do for me. But yeah, anyway. So,
You just got to ignore me now.
well, I've told you that I told you I don't have to tell you my name. Right. Anyway, as I was saying, no nefarious intent. I'm making a video just around London. It's an interesting building.
Do you know what the building is?
MI5, isn't it? Yeah. Right, it's an interesting building. It's been on like films and stuff. It's a tourist attraction in London. I'm here visiting.
I've got to make sure, you know, some people do these things
Okay.
with malicious intent in mind. So
And that's fine. And I've just said no nefarious intent, no malicious intent. That's it.
are you?
What? How is my name going to tell you whether I've got nefarious intent or not?
Well, because then we can. So if, for instance, you did have nefarious intent and you'd been caught doing something before,
right?
Then we'd have a record with you attached to that name that we would then be able to say, okay, this person's doing something that we're not happy with. Let's do a bit more digging into it.
Okay.
If you were to provide your name and obviously you haven't done anything,
yeah,
then that's absolutely fine. We just want to make sure that everything's okay.
Right. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate that. However, it is not the obligation for a member of the public to incriminate themselves or aid you in any of your investigations, is it?
You're not incriminating yourself.
Well, potentially giving my name, answering your questions, anything you can say can be used against your court and all of that, whatever. Obviously, I'm not under caution, but like, I don't have to answer your questions because I don't have to aid you in your investigation. I'm a free member of the public, and I'm going to ask you one more time: am I detained? No. Straight question. Straight question. Am I detained?
No, you're not.
Right. Goodbye.
You don't need to be a law expert to know that cops should have their body cameras on at all times for everyone's safety. But this cop decided to switch his off when his buddy started arguing with a guy and even threatened him. The man asked the cop to turn his camera back on, but the cop flat out refused. Frustrated, the man then insisted they call their supervisor to the scene. However, the cop wasn't keen on doing his job right. He claimed that supervisors aren't just summoned whenever someone demands it. Yet, that's not quite true. Everyone has the right to request a supervisor when they felt threatened by a cop, and the cops are supposed to comply according to their own policies. But this cop thought differently for some reason. The man tried to clarify that all he did was make a legal U-turn at a green light without breaking any traffic laws. Still, the cop defended his colleagues, saying that since they were in the middle of an investigation, he had to ask questions. But here's the sticking point. Why was this cop questioning the man at all? Just because he had made a turn? I mean, making legal turns isn't a crime, right?
Baxter, I'm demanding that you have your body camera on. I'm demanding that you have your body camera on because now this guy just touched me. He assaulted me. He pushed me. He assaulted me even further. I answered his questions, and he's coming at me with certain accusations. He is coming at me with accusations. Are you bearing witness? R. Dillon. Are you bearing witness, R. Dillon?
Give me a minute. We'll start talking again.
Are you bearing witness?
Of what?
R. Dillon. Are you bearing witness? I need to know, are you bearing witness?
I don't have to bear witness to anything.
Okay, but you're the one asking certain questions that have nothing to do with me.
It is.
You're asking questions that have nothing to do with me.
I asked everything else. I didn't ask you about anything else. Anybody else? I asked you about you.
R. Dillon, I didn't hear you ask them the same questions you asked me.
You weren't over there for me to ask the question.
I was picking up all my tools that fell out of the truck when they hit me when they ran the red light.
I know. And
I didn't hear you ask them the same question that you just asked me. Because I was picking up all my tools. Okay, so are you bearing witness to me? That's what I'm asking you. And Baxter, I'm asking you to please have your body camera on because I need this to be recorded on the record.
I understand that you asked that.
I have it right here.
Okay.
Okay. And I also asked for your supervisor.
Well, they don't just drop out of the sky.
I don't care about that. I don't want your explanation. I want your supervisor here. I'll wait. That's fine. That's okay, cool. I don't want your explanation. I want him here.
It's not my supervisor.
That's fine. Okay, it's okay. That's fine.
It's okay.
That's okay. Exactly. No, it's not an easy process because now he came at me asking me certain questions. Now he's accusing me. He's accusing me of something. He's bearing witness. He's bearing witness to something. I don't know. Ask him what his questions are.
That doesn't make sense.
Ask him what his questions were. His questions were incriminating.
About what?
His questions were incriminating.
What?
I don't know. Go ask him. Baxter, you're with him. Go ask him. Don't tell me. Ask him. Ask him.
He's busy.
Ask him. So that's fine. Okay, what are you doing here? Are you trying to mediate? Are you mediating?
I'm trying.
Are you helping him or are you helping me?
But you're yelling at me.
But are you helping? I'm not yelling. That's how I speak. Are you helping me? Are you mediating or are you helping him?
I'm trying to be in the middle.
There's three options. What are they? Are you helping me?
It depends on what's
or are you
going on,
mediating?
to be honest with you.
So what's going on?
I don't know. I'm telling you to take it.
I went through a green light.
Right.
I tried to make a U-turn here. Right.
I understand that.
At the very least, I was gonna go that way, and then I get hit.
Were you making a U-turn or a left?
I went here straight to go this way. Okay. And then I get hit.
Okay.
Boom! It fishtailed me this way. Now I'm spinning this way.
Yeah.
And my trailer got damaged.
Right.
It's in the street.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So as part of his investigation, he needs to ask you questions.
I understand that part, but I am insulted by his questions. He's asking me.
That's unfortunate. I don't know what to tell you about that. But
But the only reason he's asking you questions is for his investigation into the collision, so he can get.
Turns out the man was actually caught in a minor traffic accident while making his U-turn. He was the victim of the whole collision. Instead of the cop talking to the person who hit the man when he was following the traffic signals, he approached the victim. I could understand if the cop was just trying to get both sides of the story for investigation, but it didn't go down like that. The cop acted as if the man was the one at fault and started asking for his information as if he was going to issue some kind of ticket or penalty. That's why the man felt threatened. It makes you wonder, why isn't anyone questioning the woman who had actually hit him? Why focus on him in such a confrontational way? The man had no real choice but to hand over his details to the cops. The problem was that he didn't feel like he was giving out his information to help with the investigation. It felt more like the cops were using this as an opportunity to boost their own egos. The man was put off by how the cops were treating him, especially since he was the victim. He was only driving 10 miles per hour, clearly not recklessly, yet they acted as if he was responsible for the accident.
But I was insulted by that because, like, well, dude, what? I just got hit. I got hit. And you're asking me these questions like as if you're accusing me of something. So I have to document this. You know that part. Do it. You understand that part, right? I have to document it.
Just talk for a second, okay? I've been letting you talk, right? I'm trying to keep it at its lowest, right? It doesn't need anything bigger, right? So
Dude, I just got hit. I was in a car accident. I'm in shock. You understand that part, right? I'm in shock. My car's wrecked, dude. I don't even know how the fuck I'm gonna get to work.
And so what I want to make sure, Mr. Garcia, I know you told me the first time what happened. So what I do for myself, I want to make sure I got your statement down right. So I might ask you again to what happened. Let's just make sure I got your statement correct, okay? That's all we're gonna do here. That's all I want. And then we'll be on our way. Is that fair? Can we do that and just be done?
But I had already said that, right?
I know, but
I already told you. I came through the green light. I was trying to make a U-turn, right?
Yeah.
And then I get fucking hit out of nowhere.
Okay. And that's all it was.
Out of nowhere. And then this lady's fucking like in distress, dude. I'm like, shit. Like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Alright.
And she's like, I went through the green light. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I didn't know shit, kids or not, dude.
So
you know what I mean? Like,
get this done,
dude.
okay?
So then now you're asking me these fucking questions.
Okay, let's be.
How do you think that makes me fucking feel, man?
Let's just get done with this. I'll give you a crash card so you can give your insurance, so that way you can get your truck fixed so you can work, and then we'll be done. Is that fair? Can we do that? And just done. That's all the basic stuff. Can we do that? Just be done with it. I just need to make sure I have your phone number, stuff for this information for the report. Okay? Can we do that and just be done? And then you get on with your day, and then you can start the process of healing and getting stuff to find a way to get back to work. I understand it. Okay? I was in that line of work.
Dude, my trailer's
okay? I understand,
man.
Okay.
My trailer is fucked. How am I gonna take my trailer home?
So let's get this stuff done real quick, and then we'll be done. Okay? Can we do that real quick? I just like the basic information. Okay? So I'm just gonna finish writing this stuff down. I'm gonna write what you told me, and then we'll get you anyway. Is that fair?
What do you need from me, man?
Okay. So, what's your current address?
It's 1121 West Reservoir Drive, Arrowhead Farms, California.
Is it code?
92407. Please tell me there's no kids in the fucking car.
There wasn't. No, it's just her. Okay. And then what's your phone number?
She just fucking hit the back of my truck, dude, like fucking hard, man.
What's the phone number?
951 520 7245.
Go. Information here. Coming through to make the U-turn, but how fast?
I was right here.
Yeah,
I was
how
right
fast
here.
do you think you're going?
Just normal, standard, like 15 miles, maybe 10, dude. Because I can't go fast because I can't hit this gate. So I was trying to turn, and then before it was even in.
However, the cops still didn't seem to get how the accident happened. The man explained again that he had a green light and the woman who hit him was speeding. What wasn't clear about that? When are the cops going to actually talk to the person who caused the accident? She even damaged the man's trailer and no one seemed to care at all. The man was losing his patience and the cop noticed. Realizing he might have pushed it too far, the cop tried to twist the story to his advantage, started lying on camera, saying he didn't want to be disrespectful and that's why he joined join the police force. He then asked the man if he could give him an example. Dude, nobody really cared, nor did anyone ask for his life story. It was clear the cop was just bored and wanted to drag this out as long as he could. Meanwhile, the man was also getting more frustrated. Here he was, the victim of an accident, trying to explain the situation. Instead of getting help, he was being treated like a guilty party. The woman who had actually caused the accident wasn't even being questioned. The man felt like he had no choice but to comply, even though it seemed like the cops were more interested in boosting their egos than solving the situation.
Sure, dude. I just, boom. I get hit, my truck gets spun around, and my trailer's over there in the fucking street, dude. Like,
Right here in the middle intersection, that's what you fucking hit.
no, my truck was like over here. You can see the lines, dude. Like, I was right there. Those are my fucking back wheels, dude. Like, they were right there. And I was about to come in this way.
Did you see her coming or did you something in?
Dude, she was coming in fast, man. She was coming in fast. I was green, and I seen like she was at a certain distance to where she could have stopped. But because it was green for me, I came this way, and then she just kept going, and it just fucking hit me, and it fucked up my shit, man. I don't even know if I can drive it.
Afterwards you got out, she said you got out and checked on her. So.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, come on, dude. What the fuck, dude? Like, she was fucking hysterical. I'm like, are you okay? Like, what the fuck? And I had to fucking contain myself because I'm the fucking man, dude. Like, I can't fucking be all weird and shit. I'm like, hey, are you okay? It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You know, we're gonna get this fixed. But she wouldn't answer my question if there was, you know, kids in the fucking car, or if I didn't know that fucking part, man.
So she's never was in okay? So that's a blessing, right? So I'm gonna give you the same card I gave her, okay? And this is gonna be for your insurance company, okay? I'll explain it to you right now, okay?
Hey man, there's nothing personal against you. I just know my fucking rights. I know who the fuck I am as a person, alright? So it's nothing against you personally, dude. I know you gotta fucking follow protocol and shit like that, but...
So just so you understand where I'm coming from, okay? The last thing I want to do is disrespect people. That's not why I got into this profession, okay? But there's certain times where I have to keep my distance, okay? And sometimes can I give you an example? As you're talking, you just kept moving in, okay? Well, as an officer...
Well, I mean, come on, I'm personable, dude. I know. And just the way you guys are, right? Remember when you came at me and you approached me and you touched, made contact? It's personal. Okay. It's personal.
So, can we shake on that and say we're cool?
No, dude, don't worry about it.
So I just want to explain to you because I'm the same way. I like being in the place where I'm talking, but at certain times I have to keep my distance.
I know you don't.
And that's all.
You don't know who the fuck is who.
I didn't try to shove you. I was just trying to create a little distance. Okay, that's all.
I hear you.
All right.
I'm not worried about that. I hear you.
All right.
I hear you.
So what you're gonna do? Contact your insurance company. Let them know the higher total report. Okay. My name, ID, time of crash, and the date. Okay. If you need to get a copy of the report, it takes about 7 to 10 days, okay? But if you can scan on that QR card there, and it'll step you through the process. Okay?
Cool, man.
Good? So, you still want to talk to my supervisor, or can I cancel him so you can finish his briefing?
Then the cop launched into a monologue that honestly nobody wanted to hear. He started off by saying he had been in a traffic accident before and claimed he understood exactly how the man felt. But if that was true, why wasn't he more helpful? Why not treat the man as he was treated when he was the victim? Instead of helping, the cop used the moment to toot his own horn, going on about how tough his job was every day. Really? If that's tough, what would minors say about their jobs? This cop was turning out to be a real drama queen. The man was tired. He didn't have the energy to keep discussing drivers who had nothing to do with the accident. After such a long and exhausting day, all he wanted was to wrap things up and head home. So he threw the cop's words back at him, telling him he respected him and didn't think poorly of him, hoping that things might be calmed down a bit. Maybe with his ego satisfied, the cop could actually do his job a bit better for once. What would you do in this situation?
Yeah, how you were feeling it was just traumatic. She hasn't been on one of these things either, you know, so it's hard. It's easy for us because, like you were saying, we see this every day. But guess what? You think we've never been in crashes? I've been in a crash in a personal vehicle. I understand what you feel like because I felt the same way, and I do this every day. Okay? It's not easy. Okay? So my thing is, I hope you're able to find a way to get things back in order so you can work and provide for you. Okay? All right?
You worked on it. Get it going for you.
You know, I'm gonna take that fucking trailer home, man.
And see what you can do with it. You know, anybody got a welder and some stuff like that?
Yeah, but I mean on the way home, like how am I gonna take it home, dude?
We'll figure it out on the tow, okay? So we'll get that figured out, okay? We'll help you get that figured out, alright, brother?
Hey,
All right?
sorry again, dude. Hey,
Same here, okay? Same here, babe.
It's not personal. It's just I'm a constitutional fucking dude, and I know where I stand.
Okay.
Okay. It's nothing personal against you. All right, and I know you appreciate that. And I can feel it. I can sense it. So that's who I am, and that's where I stand.
Okay.
And there's a lot of us out here, and you know that. And I hope you understand that there's gonna be a lot of us.
So
a lot more of us that are gonna take the stand.
So
Because
at locations like this,
politics, dude, they're ruining this fucking country.
it seems like this though, okay? You gotta remember there's just certain things that have to be done.
I know.
So even if you're kind of worked up a little bit, and we've all been there in our lives and stuff like that, but remember, the cooler we keep it, the easier things go. So it doesn't elevate into something that's easy,
That's why I was here. I'm helping the lady. Like, dude, I have nothing to fucking like. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, let's get this figured out, okay? And then when we are here though,
gotta figure
we're
this
kind of in this section here, but watch yourself if you go on that side, especially if this tow truck leaves, because if people are coming, they can't see it's getting dark, okay? So watch yourself in traffic, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Hey, thank you. Hey, Baxter, apologize for, and I didn't mean to do that. It's just me, putting my wall. I have to. As an American citizen, I have to put my...
When a cop saw this man filming in public by the road, he walked up to him to say that some folks were uneasy about the filming. Ideally, the cop should have explained to those concerned that the man was within his rights to film and that there was nothing he could do about it, given it's protected by constitutional law. Yet here he was, confronting the man. The situation escalated when the cop even suggested that the man might be planning some kind of attack, making the claim in a half-joking tone. But it was clear he meant it seriously. He continued with the accusations, now labeling the man as suspicious because he was recording military police. What's suspicious about that, though? Again, it seemed to be just the cop's personal feelings and really had nothing to do with the man. After all, they're supposed to enforce the law, not their feelings. Then the cop asked the man why he was filming, as if expecting some groundbreaking revelation. The man's right to film should have been a satisfactory explanation, but the cop wasn't having it. Seeing that this wasn't going to be easy, the cop shifted gears. He now wanted the man's ID to check if he was a wanted person. By that logic, shouldn't they be checking everyone's IDs?
They're concerned about you filming.
Yeah, that's silly.
It's not a crime, but I'd like to be able to tell them that you're not planning to blow the place up or something.
I wouldn't use a camera to blow the place up.
That's a good point, but you might plan your attack.
Oh, I would use Google Maps for that.
Seriously.
Or come out after
where
dark.
Everybody could see you.
Yeah.
I know. Hang on one second. Let me just tell you. 6:30. I can't think about who I am today. Keep switching my areas. I'll be out with the suspicious subject from SAIC.
I'm a bit surprised to see military police. Well, let's see.
Well, I saw that MP, and I figured it wasn't Minister of Parliament. So there's military police there.
Yeah, that shocked me. I'm just.
It's bizarre.
Fort Belvedere is right over there.
They told us SAIC is a government organization, and it's not.
That's corporate.
It's a private company.
Yeah, they contract their government. Yeah.
Would you mind telling me what you're taking pictures of over there?
A lot of these guys are crossing the white line. I just think it's funny to embarrass them. And
Crossing the white line. What do you mean by that?
over there in front of the arch-shaped building.
Okay.
I forget the name of the company, but there was a lot of white lines there.
Okay.
And I was walking back from the hospital area, I see cars kept going over. I'm like, I got a ticket for that one. So I started filming them. And when I got to the corner of that building,
does it seem like a violation of traffic code? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I'm just being silly. I'm not enforcing anything. I'm just.
I mean, why would you come out here with all of this stuff?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. I video a lot.
Oh, is it just your thing?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's one, two?
Yeah.
The glasses? Yeah. They're not bad looking. I wish they'd get us something like that. They get us, they will. They get us this. They get us this, but what happens when you do this? You just cover it all up.
This is hard to aim, but this is mostly because people like to grab these or grab this.
Yeah.
This is my eyewitness.
Listen, would you mind, Charlie, if I just grab your ID real quick? Check and make sure you're not a wanted
I
international
don't want to
thief.
identify.
Well, we need to be able to say that you're not a wanted man.
Oh, nobody wants me. I'm old. I'm overweight, out of shape.
I don't know that until I...
There's no reason to investigate if I'm wanted because
our saying is, in God we trust. Everybody else we run through NCIC.
The man tried to lighten the mood with a joke, saying he wasn't wanted by anyone because he was fat and old, but the cop didn't take the hint that it was time to stop questioning and just leave. Instead, he insisted that in his 25 years on the job, he had only seen someone filming a government facility once before, and that was the man right there, which he claimed made it unusual. Sure, it might be unusual, but it's still a human right. I mean, the First Amendment isn't just a law, it's a fundamental human right. Giving up that right would mean losing it. Why would anyone willingly do that? The cop argued that filming the government facility was a bad decision, but the man wasn't deterred by this. It's hard to guess what the cop expected, but he definitely wasn't getting whatever it was. When he realized that this man wasn't going to boost his ego all day, the cop finally decided to turn around and walk away. Let me tell you, that was probably the best decision he made that day.
That's how we do.
Virginia's not a stop and ID state, and I wish to.
You're not required to. That's why I'm asking you politely to cooperate.
I appreciate it. But,
do you mind just telling me your name?
I'd rather not.
All right. You see anything else?
Well, now, you can do a facial. Yeah, you can run my driver's license and say, oh, that's...
Well, we can't really do it by a face.
Oh.
Since you're not out here doing anything, what it is it's...
I unlock this with my face.
Okay.
So I'm sure that...
As in 25 years of police work, somebody videotaping the SAIC has happened once today. So it's out of the ordinary.
Oh, it is out of the ordinary.
They said you were videoing the cars and you're videoing the building. And again, anything in public.
Yeah, it's fair game.
Perfectly legal. But trust me when I tell you, and I'm not twisting your arm, your unwillingness to identify yourself is going to make people who are way above our pay grade want to make a big fat hairy deal. As opposed to, okay, we know who he is and that he's not wanted.
Well, every day that we give up our rights, we lose them. And in Virginia, I have the right to not identify unless you suspect me of a crime and you can articulate what crime.
It's not actually a right. A right is a
Fourth Amendment is a right. It's understood in different states different ways.
It is. Yeah. But you don't have a right to privacy. That's why we can use facial recognition. That's why there are license plate readers everywhere.
I have every right to privacy.
In public. You do in your home.
Yeah, you can look at me, you can describe me, but for me to reach my wallet and show you my ID...
Well, I've given you the reason that I think it's a bad decision. That's your decision. You can live with consequences.
No, I appreciate it.
Because it won't come back down to me. It'll come back down to you. All right, sir, thank you.
Have a wonderful day, and thank you for your service.
Thanks,
thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
You too. I honestly had no idea SAIC was there.
Okay.
I thought it was Booth, Hamilton. Huh?
Had nothing to do with them,
no, I didn't even know that. I was very surprised to see BDUs.
Do you know that everyone has the right to enter a government building and record in the lobby just as if they were outside, since the lobby is considered public property? It seems that many cops still aren't aware of this rule. Let's take a look at what happened when a female cop approached a man and his friends who, as independent journalists, went to the post office to film content for their story and to see how the post office workers would react to their press rights. As expected, things didn't go smoothly. The workers got flustered and called the cops. Ironically, this twist of fate meant the journalists can now capture even more interesting footage, since the cops got involved in the whole scene. The female cop asked the man about his intentions, but he didn't want to answer her questions. She asked for his ID, saying she didn't want to just call him Mr., but the man responded ironically that he had nothing against being addressed that way. Then she explained that she had received a call about something bad happening at a post office, which really was an overreaction considering the man was only filming and wasn't disturbing anyone. Why do cops have such issues with cameras?
Hello. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
What are you guys up to?
You're off the lawn and get all out of breath.
What are you guys up to?
Two friendly guys just taking some video of the post office.
Okay, what's your reasoning behind that?
That's to take some video of the post office. Okay. Can I get your name and badge number?
With the company?
Can I ask your name and badge number?
Yep, Sanchez with Bell Police Department, number 210.
210. Thank you very much, I appreciate
Can I see your ID, please?
No. Why would you need to see my ID?
What's your name, buddy? I just need a name. I don't want to call you sir.
You can call me sir, that's fine. You can call me hey you, whatever's comfortable for you.
Okay.
Have I broken a law?
No, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on, which is why I'm here today.
Nothing's going on.
Okay, well, we got a call. Something going on here.
Well, then you need to ask whoever called you, I guess. I didn't call you.
Okay.
I don't have any issues.
Okay.
We're just in the post office. We actually had a conversation with Matt, the postmaster, who acknowledged...
So in contact with 2 males inside?
Acknowledged that we're okay doing what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Shook my hand and walked away.
Okay.
So, we're fine.
Are you guys like a TV show or news trying to get more into?
I choose not to answer certain questions.
Okay. So it's personal reporting?
Like I said, I choose not to answer some questions.
Okay. Do you guys live in
What I will tell you is that we're not up to any nefarious activities. There's no ill will, no ill intent, and we're just out taking some video in public spaces.
Okay. Did you guys talk to anybody else aside from What'd you say his name was?
The postmaster's name is Matt.
Matt.
Right.
Okay. Did you talk to him?
Who doesn't need to give us permission to do what we're doing, but he acknowledged that we're okay doing what we're doing.
Okay. Did you talk to anyone else besides Matt?
That I spoke to Matt. Too many questions. What? Is there an issue with what we're doing?
No, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, like I said.
Well, I've already explained it.
Correct.
Yeah, let me even take it a step further. I'm working on a story, okay, on the post office.
Okay. Is
Okay.
this nationwide or just
So we're-
here? And I'm trying to understand why the cameras are, I wouldn't record anything at the post office unless I had a documentary or history behind it, whatever the case.
I wouldn't wear a police uniform.
Okay.
So different people do different things. Some guys go out and take pictures of trains. Some guys go out and take pictures of road signs. Some people take pictures of birds. I take pictures of government facilities and municipal facilities and that kind of thing.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
You want out? Oh, I was going to get the door for you. You got it? Yeah. Since you were so nice.
As if one cop wasn't enough, soon more cops showed up as backup. All the cops acted as though filming in the post office was a big problem. One cop, who hadn't even been there from the start and received the call from the post office workers, claimed that the man was harassing customers. How could he make such a claim without any basis? It's a classic case of cops getting caught lying on video. Then, feeling bold because she was backed up by colleagues, the female cop asked the man who he is filming for. Doesn't she understand what an independent journalist is? She even claimed that the man needed some kind of permit to film, which is completely untrue.
So they didn't have a problem videotaping here, but it started escalating. They got maybe harassing customers.
The only
that was reported to us.
Can I get your name and badge number, and then I'll
My name's
answer your
Brian
question?
Flint, badge 213.
Okay. So the only out of line behavior here was one of the customers decided to walk up a foot in front of my son's camera and stick his middle finger in his lens.
Okay. Did you get that person's name?
Did I get his name?
Yeah.
No, and I'm not interested in pursuing it. He's allowed to give me the middle finger if that's what he wants to do.
Okay. All right. So.
But that was the only thing, as far as I'm concerned.
That you saw.
Only disturbance I saw.
The staff said there was no issue with the video.
Yeah, no, and I was just telling Officer Sanchez here that we spoke to Matt, who is the postmaster.
Okay.
And shook my hand and told me we were fine doing what we're doing. Now, I just want to reiterate that I don't need his permission, but we did verify with him that we're okay doing what we're doing.
Okay.
Because he came out and asked us. And I had the same conversation I'm having with him. So basically, at the end of the day, there's nothing going on.
That's what I was asking. I didn't know what the main problem was, if there was one.
No, as far as I'm concerned, you guys can definitely get back to work and find the bad guys.
I just want to know who he's filming for because he filmed me. I don't care what. I just want to know who he's filming for.
Ma'am, you asked me if I was filming for the Veil. What newspaper was it?
I want to know who you're filming for because you filmed me on that camera.
Right, you're in
That's
public.
all I want to know is who he's filming for.
Yeah, I can talk to you.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get that information. So.
But you have the right to film me.
Why don't you
Yes,
guys
I do.
give them your information?
Sorry?
Why don't you give them your information?
Why
Tell
don't
them
you
who
just take care of business?
I am taking care of business.
Well, then
I'm a
come join the conversation.
tax-paying citizen up here.
See, this is your disturbance, not me. Your disturbance is coming from other people, not me.
Okay.
Sorry, can I get your name and badge number so we can...
Among the cops who arrived was a sergeant who accused the man of obstructing business at the post office, which was also a fabrication. I mean, how could he be obstructing anything by just filming? It seems like cops just can't admit when they have an issue with people filming and instead try to throw around various accusations, hoping something will stick. Meanwhile, the post office workers should have just carried on with their jobs and ignored the man. The fact that they were upset about someone else exercising their civil rights doesn't mean the person was causing any disruptions.
Conversation? No, then we can't have a conversation. Why would you want to be rude like that? I'm being very cordial to you. I just said, can you give me your name and badge number?
Sure. My name is Sergeant Christopher Box with the Mail Police badge number 202.
And I'll take a business card now that you don't want to give me your name.
Okay.
Thank you. I know the law very well, sir.
Okay. So since we're contacting you, you can identify yourself.
No, it's not the way it works.
Actually, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, do you suspect me of committing a crime?
You're obstructing business here.
No, I'm not. How am I obstructing
Yes,
business
you
out
are.
here in the
You
lobby?
stopped me from walking in the door.
This is the obstruction of business. I didn't stop anybody from walking anywhere. That's a lie.
What's your goal?
There's security cameras all over this building.
What's your goal here today?
My goal is to take some video. That's it. Thank you for your card. I appreciate that. And I'm happy to start all over with you again and be cordial
sure.
if you want to do that.
What's your name?
Okay. So my name is Jason. I'll give you my
Jason,
first
nice to
name.
meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
What's your name?
Ben.
Ben, nice to meet you. So what is going on here today?
I have explained it 15 times. I'm taking a video. That's it. Simple as that. Nothing nefarious, no ill will, no ill intent, not looking to harm anybody, cause any disruptions.
So it seems to me you're obstructing some business here based on some comments.
Well, if it seems that way to you, that's up to you, but I would beg to differ with you.
Okay.
We're not disrupting anybody's business.
So you're...
I can't control what other people do. I can only control myself.
Yeah.
And I am operating within the law and under my constitutional protection. So I certainly am not looking to cause any problems or violate anybody's space.
Okay. So if somebody objects to you videoing...
They can leave.
Okay.
We're in public.
Technically.
Yeah, no, not technically. We either are or we're not.
Okay.
You can't be half pregnant.
Okay.
But things really went too far when the sergeant started claiming that the man had no business just being in the post office. What? Does that mean he doesn't respect the role of a free journalist? He even seemed to think that post office workers had the right to kick the man out as if the building belonged to them. Then the sergeant made a baseless claim that the man was causing trouble by threatening people while filming, even though there was absolutely no evidence of that. Really, such a comment was totally uncalled for.
And like I said, I had a conversation with Matt, the postmaster, came out, asked me what we were doing. We had a very cordial conversation. He shook my hand, said, you guys have every right to do what you're doing, and he went back in the back.
Okay, then why did we get called here today?
I didn't call you, so I can't answer that question. I have no idea. I wouldn't have called you. Matter of fact, somebody mentioned calling the police. I forget who it was, and I said, why would you want to waste resources doing that? That was my answer to that. Because I know you guys have much more important stuff to do. And Sarah was being very cordial. Sarah introduced herself. I introduced myself to her. Okay. So there's no issues. Unless anybody wants to create one, but it wouldn't be me. I'm not looking.
You seem very confrontational right now.
I'm being.
So my worry is.
No, no. You know what? And I'm not gonna. You're not gonna use your psychology classes on me.
No.
I'm not being confrontational. I'm being confronted by law enforcement. So I'm standing here having an official conversation with you. I'm having a professional. You're mistaking my professionalism. And
Well, it's not professional.
Sure.
Here's the deal.
I'm not being professional.
No. So here's.
So do you think when you walked in and refused to identify yourself initially, that was professional? Let's get back to.
I'm very identified.
Here's the third shot I'll give you. Let's start all over again for a second time and be cordial
we're not
with each
gonna
other.
do that.
Okay. Well, then the conversation's over and you're dismissed. And you
So
go have a
I'm
nice
officially
day.
contacting you,
Okay.
and I'm telling you this: if they allow you to be here, that's great.
They don't have to allow
If you start interfering with other people's business,
Sir, I don't need your unlawful directives. This is poster 7, which is the rules and regulations of the post office. Have you ever read it? Have you ever read this?
No.
This gives us express permission to do what I'm doing.
and you have the right to be
So
here.
I'm not
That's
interested in
great.
hearing any unlawful directives.
If you
Don't eat yellow snow. Don't rustle with a lollipop in your mouth.
If
I know
you
all that
start
stuff.
harassing
I'm
the
older
public-
than you are, and I don't want to hear it.
If you start harassing the public, then we have a different issue.
Of course.
So
If you start harassing me, we have a different issue. So I would appreciate it if you would just carry on with your day, and I'll carry on with mine, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, so
I have no intentions of harassing anyone.
okay, so
So
that
if you
means
want to create that situation, that's
that
up to you.
means not contacting, not talking to people unless they want to
Again,
talk
sir,
to you.
I'm 50 years old. I don't need the directives. So you have a wonderful day. I appreciate speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's not that simple, but that's okay.
Why is it not that simple?
After all this, who does the man actually have problems with? Because it seems like the cops are the ones harassing him. And you know what the worst part is? None of the cops, and believe me, there were quite a few of them, could clearly explain why they were even talking to the man. Do they not realize that if there's no crime and no law being broken, they shouldn't be bothering him at all? The sergeant was so out of line that he told the man he was wasting valuable time that should be spent on an investigation. Well, it was the police who had approached the man in the first place. How could he be wasting their time? If the cops didn't like what was happening, they were more than free to just turn around and leave.
Ego kicking in? We don't have any legal issues here. There are no legal issues.
If you start harassing people, then we do have.
If I start peeing on the floor, we have an issue.
Correct.
So I'm not doing any of that.
If
I've
you
already
start
explained
harassing
myself to you
people-
more than I need to. How many times do you want to repeat that statement?
You just now recontacted
Let me
me,
make
so I'm
something.
glad to talk
Let
to
me
you
make
about
something clear to you. Okay? I have no intention of harassing anyone or disrupting anybody's business. End of
I'm
conversation.
just
Have a
letting-
nice day.
Okay.
Hello, thank you. Please don't use me in your movie, thank you.
And like I said, there are no
You
legal
guys
issues
really-
here. So right now we're just dealing with the legal. There are no legal issues. Nobody's breaking the law. Nobody's suspected of breaking the law. Nobody's violated even a policy or a rule or a regulation. So
We've
what are you
been
doing?
called here for a reason.
And you've come and you've established the fact that there are no laws being broken.
We have not done that.
Okay, well then establish that fact and carry on.
Okay.
What law do you suspect me of breaking?
Sir, you keep contacting me now. You've obviously walked away and recontacted me 3 times now.
Correct.
Okay. So if you would like to continue what
Do you
you're
want me
doing,
to just ignore you? So that you can get flared up and your little ego can get upset and then you can do something saying that I did something? I'm trying to end this in a civil way.
then walk away. Nobody's stopping you from walking away right now.
Nobody has stopped me from doing anything.
Exactly.
And they won't be stopping me from doing anything because I'm not breaking the law.
So are you going to let me continue investigating this?
You can investigate anything. How did I stop you?
Trap 2020, boys. By
How did I
continuing
stop
to
you?
talk.
I'm preventing you from now. So now I'm disrupting business and I'm preventing you from conducting your investigation.
As I've said before.
Wow. Okay.
You've now recontacted me 3 times, so if you let me conduct my investigation, then we'll figure out what's going on and why we've been called.
You got it. So that being the case, I'm just going to stand there until this gets cleared up and then we'll...
Again, that's 4 times.
See, your ego's really killing you, man. You gotta just calm down enough.
I'm waiting.
I'm not one of the criminals. I'm not a bad guy, okay?
I didn't say you were.
50 years old, never been in handcuffs in my life, and I'm not going to start with you today. Okay?
The man made one last effort to explain to the cops that their job as public servants is to uphold duties and not escalate situations. However, it seemed completely lost on the cops how they were making things worse. The female cop, who had been quiet up till then, finally piped up with what she thought was a clever question. She asked the man if it was okay to approach people and shove a camera in their face in a way that made them feel threatened. Of course, this wasn't okay, but she seemed to think that just saying it made it true.
Okay?
I hope so. I hope that's the case.
There is no hope. Hope was the ship that sank. Things happen deliberately in this world. And I deliberately stay out of trouble and follow the rules.
Okay.
Okay? You deliberately try to escalate. It's written into your policy that the onus is on you to de-escalate. So why don't you try that?
Have I escalated this situation?
I would say you did.
Okay.
Yep. You're being very curt.
Okay, again.
You decided that you didn't want to identify yourself when you first walked in the door until you realized that I knew what the law was?
I'm very identifiable.
Okay.
I identified myself.
What if I can't read? You're not identifiable. What if I can't read?
Then the business card wouldn't do you any good anyway.
Sure, but I could take it out to somebody and ask them to read it for me.
Is this true that you were sticking your camera in front of people's faces in a way forcing them to talk and whatever questions you were asking them?
Absolutely not. And the person that said that just filed a false police report with you, so I'll be pressing charges against them if you pursue that.
Okay.
I have everything on my
So
camera.
it was more than
2
one
cameras.
person. And
Conspiracy against my rights.
okay.
That's interesting. I'm very learned, okay? You guys are going to find that out. So let's stick to the law. Let's not try to create things. Let's stick to what's actually going on here. I'm very familiar with what I'm doing. I've done this 1,000 times. I know what the law is. You don't know what my education background is. You don't know what my professional background is. Let's just stick to the law. Let's be cordial with each other. Let's do things properly. And let's just handle this like adults. So if somebody's telling you that, what I'm telling you is that they're lying to you. And I can prove that on 2 different cameras.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no, I did not do it.
Did you ever engage with anybody else?
If somebody asked me a question, yes. I had the woman that just left earlier with the ponytail asked me, what's the name of the local paper here? The Vale, something with a D? Vale Daily. She said to me, are you with the Vale Daily? And I said, no, I'm not. She said, oh, okay.
The man responded calmly, informing the cops that he understood the law very well and knew his boundaries. However, this didn't seem to mean much to them. The sergeant then clarified that they weren't questioning his right to be in the post office, but were checking if he was a threat to the people around. Okay, maybe that was their intention, but they were definitely going about it all wrong.
So I might have answered a couple cordial questions. Sure.
Did anyone ever ask you to step away or not record them or leave them alone?
Did anybody ask me to step away or not record them or leave them alone?
Correct.
Not to my knowledge, no. People express that they're discontent with me filming. Yeah. Sure, you witnessed that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, as soon as you guys leave, I'm going to leave. I'm just not going to be rushed out of here.
Okay, so
I'll leave. You guys leave. Do what you got to do. So I'll hang around for a minute or two, leave of my own accord, and that'll be the end of. You'll probably never see me again because I don't live in Vail.
What we're investigating is not your presence here. Was that if you were harassing the public?
I understand what you're investigating.
That's what the claim was. You're denying it. And so you're fine to be here.
Right.
So long as this was what I was trying to tell you before. Your presence here isn't the issue. But if you start harassing people, contacting people when they don't want to be contacted, they tell you to leave, and you're not doing that, that's a different.
Okay, but
if you're not doing that, then you're fine being.
Okay, well, as we just witnessed, people like to invent things, and so that also plays into the.
That's why we're investing.
Which is why I record, and which is why you have body cameras. Because this is an objective witness that doesn't lie.
And that's why we're investigating. We're called here for a reason.
So is your investigation complete?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you realize that I did not break any laws? And you don't suspect me of breaking any laws? Or you don't suspect that I'm about to break any laws?
No.
Okay, well then you have a wonderful day, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Have a great
Thank
time.
you, Officer Sanchez. Take care. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day. Now, all I can tell you is, if somebody approaches me, okay, I'm just going to tell you what my game plan is, and decides to start, try to escalate or create a confrontation with me, I'm just going to remain silent, so that I don't cause a disturbance.
That'd be much appreciated.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Now imagine you're freezing outside on a cold day, eager to get inside your warm house, but just as you're about to step inside, some cops show up, seemingly just to flex their authority. Picture standing there in front of your own home, unable to enter because some cops want to have a word with you. Sounds frustrating, doesn't it? That's exactly what happened to this man. Some cops pulled him out of his house and started bombarding him with questions.
I don't know, you just turned up now, you're the only person standing out here.
I think he's just got out and gone to your car, mate.
Has he been around the other side?
I think he has.
Oh. Oh. Oh, we'll be over in a minute.
Alright, cool.
So where's your property?
What's that? Well, the thing is, I'm just here to witness and make sure that you're here for breach of peace. I don't have to answer any of your questions.
No, I'm just curious.
You're not. You're here for breach of peace.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see, what your role is, and if you're sent by the council, or if there's some sort of.
You don't need to know that.
I can ask that, can't I?
You can ask, yeah, no problem.
You have to be rude.
No, I'm not being rude.
I'm just saying, just asking.
I'm not being rude. Thing is, you're supposed to be here for breach of peace.
Yeah, but I can still ask a question.
Yeah, hang on. Let me explain myself to you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be here. I've only just woke up, literally, at late night.
Well, if you live local, it's not an issue either. Even if you live local and you're friendly doing it,
I live everywhere, mate.
Mind.
Basically, otherwise I'd be dead, wouldn't I?
You'd be what?
I'd be dead if I didn't live everywhere.
Shouldn't you be dead if you didn't live everywhere?
Basically, they've programmed everyone. This whole state is controlled by a body of words created by the government, statutes and acts. We're policed by consent, and that means the statutes and acts require our consent to be given the force of law. So this is how they've enslaved us. We've got common law, and then we've got the statutes and acts, which are made by Parliament. Have you heard all this stuff?
Yeah.
You have?
I've heard stuff like that.
What, are they telling you this at the station, or you've met someone that's told you this? Or you looked it up?
Huh? Oh, now you're asking me questions.
Yeah.
I can say to you, I don't have to answer.
Well,
so, if you're going to say that to me, I can say the same thing back to you.
Well, you do, because you're a public servant.
Yeah, so I can say what I just said just now.
Well, you can't be rude to me.
Not being rude.
Well, so not answering the question's not rude then?
Not rude.
So you're twisting things then? Thank you.
I'm not just there.
Well, you said earlier that by me not answering questions, I was being rude.
There's no need to be rude.
Right. So it's not rude then?
More to do the tone.
So it's not rude? Yeah, he's a peaceful man. He just doesn't want all this aggro, mate.
I only want to speak to him.
What about?
About what's going on.
What's going on?
That is what, yeah.
What is going on, though?
When he chose not to answer, knowing full well he hadn't done anything wrong, one cop accused him of being rude. What did they expect? That he'd thank them for infringing on his civil rights? If anything, this makes the situation even more aggravating because it's his rights that are being compromised. Another cop tried to smooth things over, claiming they were just there to find out what was going on. But when pressed for details, these cops had no real answers to give. They couldn't explain why they had come to his address without any warrant or legitimate reason.
Because he's got this total stranger come up to his house.
I've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to hear his side of the story if he's not going to put the window down.
Okay, cool. But you're going to make sure there'll be a breach of the peace today, yeah? Brilliant. Well, if he's not speaking, he's not breaching anyone's peace, is he? Stop following you. What do you mean stop following you? I'm not doing any harm.
English, isn't it?
I'm not doing any harm, am I?
I don't need to speak to you. Yeah.
You don't like it, do you, when you realise you ain't got any authority? That's basically quite that simple, isn't it?
This has got nothing to do with you, so I don't need to speak to you.
Why are you being rude then?
I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you that I don't need
I'm
to speak
confused by you guys.
Very good, so I'll interrupt if you're going to film me with.
Could be better things to do, don't they? Building a snowman.
Slush man.
Not the door.
It's not the police's fault though, is it really? It's the way the system is. Yeah, you don't have to pay speeding tickets or parking notices. They just offer. No, you don't. They just offer us the contract.
I know, because
That's why you end up like this, though, isn't it?
No, he doesn't know this stuff. That's why he's ended up like this. That everyone's lied to daily by their government. And people are getting sick of it, aren't they? You can't enjoy doing this sort of stuff, surely? No, not you. I was just talking to this man. It must be horrible for you to... Or do you enjoy it?
One group of cops was busy looking at the man's car, even going as far as to put a chain on the tire, while another cop was talking to the man. The cop criticized the man for filming, to which the man confidently replied that he was on public property and had every right to film. That response probably caught the cop off guard. The cop then mentioned that he needed the man to move his vehicle. If you're feeling confused about what's happening, you're not alone. It wasn't clear to the man either.
Well, don't do it, follow somebody else will, wouldn't they?
Exactly,
You know what I mean? I'm going to get a tow truck down and we'll just get it lifted. Okay. While he's sitting in it, he's in breach of forcing a court warrant anyway. So
he's not in breach of anything.
He is.
This is a civil matter.
I know it's a civil matter.
So
if you want to film me, you need to make me aware you're filming me.
No, I don't. You're in a public area, mate.
Oh, tow truck's on the way, chap. That'll obviously be added to the debt. I said the charge for a tow truck will be added once it turns up here. If you can get your wife on the phone, we'll try and get this done and dusted, chap, before it goes. Why? I don't need to clamp it.
But it is a civil matter, and the police are here just for breaching the peace. You're not breaching the peace. No. And then, like, if they can't take it, they have to go back to court and get another order.
No, we don't.
Well, what are you going to do then? Force him out his car?
No.
Well, there you go then.
Sorry, Jack. I'm not going to take you now, but obviously the vehicle won't be moved. You need the vehicle.
Under health and safety, they can't tow with you in it.
Right. So the last thing you want is it clamped. I'm very limited, you know, pretty much, apart from advising you of the balance that's outstanding, we're not allowed to disclose any of her information. If she can come on the phone and she wants to make the payment, she can do it over the phone. But she can give you if she wants to make the payment and she wants to give you the authority to make the payment on her behalf, we can do it that way and get the vehicle released to you. I can't legally put any pressure on you to pay somebody else's debt. You know, but obviously it's your wife, you've explained it's your wife. If she says, look...
Is this your car?
No, it's the wife's car.
Oh, is it registered to the wife?
Registered to the wife.
Alright.
Just imagine what it was like for him standing there with all the cops who were rambling about various things, not making any sense at all. But that wasn't even the worst part. These cops didn't even have a warrant to be there. One of them told the man they could get a warrant if they wanted. Great. So why didn't they get one before coming? It makes you wonder who taught these cops that they don't need to follow the law and protocols and they can just do whatever they want.
Do you use this car Okay. It's horrible because you see families like having...
Nobody likes what those guys do. I don't want to be here. I don't want to stop this chap going to work. But unfortunately, you know, we haven't got the power to clamp the car. I know people feel it's illegal to clamp. We can come onto private property. You know, we're not a clamping company. Clamping companies don't exist anymore, as we all know. Clamping companies have been abolished. But local authorities and bailiffs can clamp on private property. No. Listen, we're all gentlemen. I've got a debt to collect. You know, the vehicle's here. We've got to seize that vehicle in lieu of the debt. Hopefully we can get this done and dusted. We can get hold of your wife on the phone. So. Breach of the police, obviously, if you're preventing bailiffs executing a distress warrant, which is what I'm here to do.
Are you online there? Probably the best website to look for advice for this is getoutofdebtfree.org. Yeah.
What you need to advise is not the debtor.
That doesn't matter, there'll be advice there for bailiffs.
Of course it will.
These are the guys saying on radio last night, getoutofdebtfree.org. Brilliant website, really is.
Well, Dennis, what I'm going to do, okay, because I don't want to be wasting my time here. Obviously we've got the police on site as well on your request. I've left the Form 7 seizure of goods notice in the door. It's advising your wife of the balance that's owing as we speak. Get her to give me a call when she gets in. We'll try and get this done and dusted.
Right.
Okay.
In the meantime?
I'm going to take the clamp off the car. It's seized under a distress warrant.
Right.
You know, well, I've got a copy of the warrant if your wife wants to see the warrant.
What time can you come back?
What time's she going to be back?
Normally about 7, but I know it's
I mean,
This situation highlights a serious problem with how some cops think they can operate outside the rules. It's frustrating and intimidating for anyone to deal with, especially when it's happening right at your own property without any clear justification or legal backing.
we're bailiffs, as you know, probably know. Then
only business hours. Yeah. Unless she gets it. You seen that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Wednesdays, because she works Saturdays, she gets Wednesdays off.
Just get her to give me a call this evening.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
She'll be aware, because she will have had letters from the council regarding this ticket. I understand there's some, you know, obviously what's gone on last time, whoever's turned up here and tried to seize your goods, be it illegally or without the correct paperwork, but, you know, I know I'm acting correctly.
Well,
if I wasn't...
No, I do believe that. Simple reason, because
would
of your temperament.
I call a police unit
No,
on your request if I was acting illegally or improperly? Yeah?
Okay.
I wouldn't have them there, would I?
Well, no.
Okay. I wouldn't have knocked on your door first. I'd have pulled a tow truck up and took it.
That would have been theft.
It's not.
It would have been theft.
But you can.
How do you know? Well, then again, I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. No, I was going to ask you something, but I'll hold it to myself.
No, by all means, I'll try and answer any questions.
No.
But exactly the same as these ANPR camera vans. Those cameras on the top of there are the same as the ANPR system the police have got.
Right.
So as we go past vehicles that are parked on the roadside, if they've got unpaid penalty charge on those vehicles, those cameras will read the registration plate.
Really?
That's exactly what these cameras do. It's exactly the same as the police have got.
Right.
Okay. So we can pull up alongside that vehicle, clamp it,
and you got 4 of them,
and remove it there and then on the spot. Okay. All right. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same scenario.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Quite weird, I've never seen that. I think you look good, I think you look good. Thank you very much anyway, mate.
It's one while it's here at the address. If the vehicle's parked on the roadside, outside somewhere, and the ANPR vans pick it up, it's going to get clamped and taken straight away because it's gone to removal, which is the last thing you want, because then when they get taken away, then they, as you're probably aware, they incur charges for removal and storage.
Yeah.
And you've got to go to the pound and recover the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Brilliant.
All right.
Gary.